honest, I'm surprised that I've been on YouTube for years now, and it's taken me this long to talk about the spiritual, symbolic meaning of the flamingo. The flamingo actually happens to be my relationship spirit animal. My husband and I have been saying this since we became married, that our spirit animal is the flamingo. One of the first wedding gifts that we opened was a very fancy flamingo Christmas tree ornament. And we thought it was so cute and perfect. And then when we went on our honeymoon, we went to Las Vegas and we stayed at the Flamingo. And of course, every time we've been to Las Vegas ever since, we have always stayed at the Flamingo. We love the centralized location of that particular hotel, but the specific reason that we like to stay there is simply because it is named after our spirit animal. Over the years, I've received many gifts that have flamingos. You can even find flamingos in random places around our home, only to prove that the symbol of the flamingo has existed in our home for a long time. My husband and I were married in 2005, so it was still going to be a couple of years before I become a metaphysician who is even more deeply involved with symbolic meanings and spiritual messages. But at the time, we associated the flamingo as a unique bird who flocks with similar birds. So that theme of birds of a feather flock together was part of the symbolic meaning of our relationship symbol being the flamingo. Not only that, but we also recognize that the color of the flamingo can be associated with romantic love and unconditional love. And it's associated with the heart chakra. And so those were a couple of aspects that we were kind of thinking when we had declared the flamingo as our relationship spirit animal. But I want to go ahead and dive even deeper into the spiritual message that the flamingo might have for you. So if you feel drawn to the flamingo, or if you've been seeing images of a flamingo, having flamingos in your dreams, for instance, but in some way you feel as though a flamingo has been showing up in your life, even if it's just the flamingo that you see on the screen right now, that could be a message from your spirit. So when I look at animal messages as omens or messages from my spirit, of course, I like to start by looking at the habits of that particular animal, because those are going to reflect habits that exist within you, or particular habits, thoughts, and attitudes that might be beneficial for you to adjust or to adopt. In an article I found on National Geographic's Kids, I learned that flamingos build nests that look like mounds of mud along waterways. At the top of the mound, in a shallow hole, the female lays one egg. The parents take turns sitting on the egg to keep it warm. After about 30 days, the egg hatches. Both parents take care of the newborn flamingo, feeding it a fluid produced in their digestive systems. The young leave the nest after about 5 days to join other young flamingos in small groups, returning to the parents for food. The parents identify their chick by its voice. So I found it really interesting about flamingos that they are not only helping each other to hatch the egg, but then the mother and father also help each other to raise the newborn flamingo. So it turns out that flamingos are actually very loyal birds to one another, and that they stay together. I also love the point that each flamingo can be identified by their own unique voice. And I find that to be a message about your own uniqueness and to embrace your own uniqueness as you express yourself in the world. And as a relationship symbol as well, this also fits because it's like you have that certain person who knows exactly who you are just based on that frequency that you put out, and you understand each other immediately. As I was looking deeper into the flamingo, I also learned that the word flamingo originates from the Portuguese or Spanish flamengo or flamenco, meaning flame-colored, referring to the bird's vibrant plumage. So I found it interesting that the word flamingo is about being flame-colored, because that also inserts a level of passion in the spiritual message of the flamingo. So the flamingo is not only about being that pink, loving, unconditional love, but it's also about having this fiery passion within you as well. Flamingos are also known to live in large groups called flamboyances, which, by the way, I love that word for this. So a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. And so since they live in a community and have a lot of social connection, spiritually, that translates as well into, teamwork, friendship, and to share your life with the people around you. We have all seen how the flamingo is known to stand with great balance on one leg. So spiritually speaking, this is a message about balance and harmony in your own life. And it's a message telling you to maintain your level balance even when life gets a little challenging. Another thing that I found so interesting about flamingos is that when they want to take off in flight, they actually gain speed by running on water. And I found that to be so interesting because it made me think of Jesus walking on water. I don't know about you, but a flamingo running on water is a symbol that combines the balance and vibrant energy of the bird with the emotional, intuitive nature of the water. This suggests that there is an ability to navigate life without really losing your composure or falling too deeply into the water, because the flamingo can actually run on top of the water because of their webbed feet. It said this about it on Google: graceful transition and transformation. Just as a flamingo uses its feet to run on water to gain momentum for flight, this image symbolizes a transitional moment, using emotions to lift yourself into a new state of being. It indicates moving from a grounded state to a higher perspective without leaving your emotional base behind. I would love to know your thoughts about the spiritual symbolic meaning of flamingos. And have you been seeing flamingos come across your feed lately? And what exactly does the flamingo mean to you? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. And don't forget to click the like button if you're still here. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. This is editing me. And I'm actually sitting here editing this flamingo video. And I remembered that my husband and I went to this place on our 20th anniversary called the Flamingo Lounge. And it's just this cute little restaurant in Norwalk, Iowa. So I'm going to put a little video of that in here too.